Why is the top of an egg empty?
It's really fun to watch an egg rolling. Oh, Professor, you crushed my egg!
Now, stop crying. I will give you another egg.
No, I don't want another egg. This egg I had could roll in a special way. I may not get another one like that.
You are wrong there, Steady Snail. The top part of an egg is empty, so when you roll an egg, it will always wobble. Do you get what I mean?
Oh, no, I don't.
Oh, then I will explain it in detail. The top end of an egg is empty. It's known as an airspace, that is, for retaining air. When an embryo develops into a chick, the chick breathes the air of this airspace in order to live. Without this airspace, the chick will die of suffocation. Don't be fooled by the smooth eggshell. If you look at it under a magnifying glass, you can see many pores on the eggshell. Fresh air from the outside enters the airspace through the pores for the chick to breathe. I hope you get what I mean now.
Oh, more or less. Professor, promise me one thing.
Yes?
This is more fun than rolling an egg.
Why is salt able to preserve food?
Oh, water. Oh, I'm so thirsty.
Why is this bucket?
What a relief. Oh, Professor, what are you doing here?
You have to check to ask. You threw the bucket on me, that's why.
Oh, I see. Oh, yes, Professor. Is there something wrong with the meat you gave me? It was so salty, I had to drink so much water.
Oh, that was salted meat. Salted meat is of course salty. In order to preserve egg, meat, fish and other kinds of food for a period of time, we coat them with salt so that they do not turn bad easily. Why is this possible? Well, when the mold and bacteria causing decay is mixed with salt, they stop growing and fluids from their cells start to ooze out. Without the fluids, the bacteria and mold cannot survive, and food will not go bad. Therefore, the meat I gave you was still edible.
Oh, that's true. But my stomach still feels strange. Maybe you didn't add enough salt to the meat. Oh, I need to go to the toilet again.
How dare he accuse me of poisoning him? With the amount of water he drank just now, I'm not surprised he has a tummy ache.
Why does a ball bounce?
Are you all right, Steady Snail? I'm so sorry. That was a bad banana kick.
Huh? What's a banana kick?
Oh, it's a ball term. Haven't you heard it before? A ball that curves in the air is known as a banana ball. When a player kicks a ball on the side and not right at the center, the ball will spin as it flies. Because the ball is spinning, the rate of air movement on both sides of the ball is different. Air movement has this characteristic. Where it's faster, the pressure will be greater. The pressure on both sides of the ball differs. The ball curves towards the side with lesser pressure. Do you understand now? Whoa! Oh, there goes another banana ball.
Why is a desert hot in the day but cold at night?
it's so hot. I'm going to get heat stroke. What a hot day. Oh, Silky Snake, why have you buried yourself in the sand? I was almost frozen to death passing this desert last night, so I hid in the sand to keep warm. But not long after that, the weather... Oh, when it was morning, the desert became so hot. That's right. Let me explain why. Sand has a unique feature. Once it absorbs a little heat, its temperature rises and it becomes very hot. If it loses a bit of heat, it becomes very cold. In the day, the air and sand absorb heat from the scorching sun and become very hot. Therefore, the desert is very hot in the day. When night falls, the air cools. The sand, after losing heat, turns cold quickly. Therefore, the desert is very cold at night. Do you understand now? Oh dear! It's already dark. It's freezing. Huh? Freezing? I don't feel it. Oh, I know. Professor, you should bury yourself in the sand like me. Oh, yes, it will be better.
Why do some chimneys emit black smoke and others white smoke?
There's black smoke and there's white smoke. Oh dear, the wind is blowing the smoke this way.
Oh, this is dreadful. Environmental pollution is at worst.
Professor, just look at me. I'm blackened by the smoke from the factory.
This is terrible. I must put a stop to this. They should spare a thought for our environment.
Professor, why do some chimneys emit black smoke and others white smoke?
Oh, that's easy to explain. Some factory chimneys always emit thick black smoke. The smoke contains carbon and some harmful gases. They not only pollute the air, but are also hazardous to health. If these chimneys are fitted with anti-pollution features or a sprinkler to wash away the carbon and harmful gases, the smoke emitted is white. Another method is to charge the smoke and harmful gases. Thereafter, they are accumulated using the principle of positive and negative charges. The resulting smoke will be white. The main substances in white smoke are water vapor and carbon dioxide, which are less harmful to air.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry, I'm not a black crow. You've made a mistake.
Why is it windy at high places?
My, what a strong wind!
Oh, thank goodness we finished it in time.
Oh, well, we've mended the roof. Let's get down, shall we?
All right, it's really windy up at the roof.
Professor, it's so windy now. Does it mean that we can expect a typhoon?
Oh no, the wind here is stronger because I live on the high ground.
Oh, does that mean there's not much wind at the foothill?
That's right. Wind arises from the movement of air. When we are on the upper floor at the hilltop, the wind seems stronger than on the lower floor or at the foot of the hill. This depends on whether air movement is hindered or not. In low places, there are high and low-rise buildings, trees and uneven ground which hinder the movement of air. But in high places, there is nothing to block air movement. As such, air movement speeds up and the force of the wind is greater. So when you stand in a high place, you can feel that the wind is stronger. Creaky Mouse, do you understand now? Oh, why aren't you answering me? Huh? Creaky Mouse!
Pull me up, quick! I'm getting blown away! Professor, help!
Where does salt from the sea come from?
Silky Snake, I'm too tired to carry you. You have to go on by yourself.
Please, don't put me down, please. I promise I will get down once we find water.
But after searching for so long, we haven't found water yet. Oh, look, it's water.
Oh, great! I'm going to drink all I can.
Silky Snake! Don't drink it, it's salt water. I told you not to drink it.
It's so salty. Why does the sea contain so much salt?
Oh, I will tell you why. Where does the salt in the sea come from? Scientists have long debated on this. There are two different views. Some believe that rocks and soil contain salt. Rainwater carries salt into streams, rivers, and finally, the sea. As time goes by, the salt level in the sea increases. Then there are others who believe that the salt comes from the oceans, as surveys have proven that the salt level in the sea did not increase with the passage of time. Do you understand now?
Oh, I do. I'm still thirsty, though. Oh, yes! I'm told that if the need arises, we can drink our urine to quench the thirst. Shall we try it?
You go ahead with it. I would rather go on looking for water.
Oh.
Where does salt come from?
Wait, Frisky Frog! Don't jump into the water!
Oh, Paul, this is great. Oh. My goodness, why is it so shallow?
See, Frisky Frog, I told you not to jump into it.
Oh, well, how would I know that? It's so shallow. And salty, too.
Oh, how stupid of you! This is a reservoir for evaporating salt, not for swimming.
Oh, so table salt comes from here.
That's right. The main source of salt is the sea. Seawater is pumped into these shallow reservoirs. When the seawater evaporates, the residual salt is left. The salt is then transported to factories to be processed as table salt. Besides the sea, another source of salt found on land is the salt in the lakes. Salt can also be found as a rock salt which is mined. Salt water can also be found underground. We draw it out and process it through steaming. Do you get it now?
Yes.
So why are you still standing in there? Come out now!
Oh, please, Professor, I would like to remain here for a little while so that I can take some free salt home.
What a cunning fellow!
Why can't we lift ourselves up?
Oh, stop it, please!
It's fun. Watch out, Professor. Oh, it's so fun. Oh, where's Professor?
Kitty cat!
Oh, I'm so sorry, Professor. Are you all right?
Help me up, please! I can't get up by myself!
Oh, why can't we lift ourselves up?
Of course we can't. We can carry a suitcase, lift weights that are much heavier than us, and yet we can't lift ourselves up. This is because when we carry a suitcase, the force is transferred to the suitcase. As long as this force is stronger than the suitcase itself, we will be able to lift it up. However, when we pull our hair upwards, the hair at the same time also pulls down the hand. As the upward pull of the hand increases, so does the downward pull of the hair. The two forces act on the same body and exert on each other equally in the opposite direction. This counteracting action prevents us from being lifted upwards. Therefore, no matter how much energy we use, we can never lift ourselves up. Do you understand now?
Yes, I do. Professor, not only can I lift you up, I can go on enjoying myself. Oh, it's so fun.
Why are we able to hear a distant train when we press our ears on the railway track?
train. Oh. Oh? Ah, Professor, what are you doing lying on the railway track?
Oh, I'm listening for the oncoming train.
How can you possibly hear it?
Oh, of course I can. And with good reasons, too. Sound travels 10 times faster on the track than in the air. Sound travels at 300 meters per second in the air, but on the track, it can travel at an astounding rate of 5,000 meters per second. What's more, the sound does not diminish even over a long distance, but sound traveling in the air reduces over a distance. Thus, a person standing cannot hear the sound of a train, but when you press your ears on the track, you can hear the sound of the train coming through the railway track. Well, does that make sense to you?
Oh, Professor, didn't you say that we could hear the train?
Oh, that's right, but I got carried away explaining to you that I forgot I was still on the track. Children, never go near a railway track. More importantly, don't lie on it like I did. It's dangerous.
Why is metal colder to the touch than wood when the weather is cold?
Oh, I'm freezing.
So am I. I'm exhausted after all this walking. How I wish there was a chair I could sit on for a good rest. Oh, look, there are 2 chairs. Hooray! I'm going to grab a seat.
Oh, wait for me.
Ooh, the chair is so cold.
We arrived finally. Kindly Rabbit, the chair is cold because it's made of metal, and so it is colder than a wooden chair beside it.
Why is this so?
Listen carefully. During a cold day, when we touch anything made of metal, they seem to be colder than wooden things. That makes people think that metal objects are colder than wooden ones. In actual fact, they are the same. Both have the same temperature. However, metal is a better conductor of heat. When we touch a metal object, it quickly conducts much heat away from our hands. This is why they feel cold. On the other hand, when we touch wooden objects, little heat is lost because wood is a bad conductor of heat. Compared to metal objects, it thus seems that wooden objects are less cold. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes, Professor. You have been sitting on that chair for some time now. It's time you gave it up to me. Well, come over.
No way! This is a lesson to you for being impatient. The rabbit lost to the tortoise again.
Why do we saw wood with a saw and not a knife?
Oh dear! Wait, Quickie Mouse!
What are you doing, Professor?
Listen to me. You can't use this knife to cut up Kitty Cat. Oh.
You're mistaken, Professor. I'm going to use this knife to saw a piece of wood I have at home.
Oh, saw wood? You should use a saw then.
Huh? Says who? Why can't I saw the wood with a knife?
Of course you can't. It's said that a long time ago, people climbing mountains accidentally grabbed some serrated grass and suffered deep cuts on their hands. As a result of that, the saw was invented. If you use a knife to saw wood, it will get stuck because the cuts made are narrow. You can't move the knife at all. So you have to exert more strength. A saw has razor-sharp teeth. These teeth are like tiny blades. Since the teeth move in a left and right direction, the cuts made are wider, and so the saw will not get stuck in the wood. Therefore, we use a saw to saw wood. Do you understand now? Ah!
After what you said, I do need a saw to deal with that horrid cat. Oh.
Creaky Mouse, I was right. You were going to harm Kitty Cat.
I promise I won't harm him. Please put the knife down.
Why are trees in the forest so straight?
trees in this forest are tall and straight, I can make good use of them.
Wait, Kitty Cat!
Huh?
You must not cut these trees down!
Why not? Does this forest belong to somebody?
Whether it belongs to anybody or not, you cannot cut down these trees. You would be ruining the forest.
Oh, well, all right. By the way, why are trees in a forest so tall and straight?
Oh, there's a reason behind it. Trees in a forest are usually tall and straight. Even their branches and leaves grow up high. This is due to limited space in the forest. Plants need sunlight to grow. Without sunlight, they will die. But in the forest, with so many trees blocking each other's way, they don't receive enough sunlight. So in order to fight for sunlight, the trees try to outdo each other by struggling upwards. As a result, these trees all end up the same, tall and straight. I hope you understand now.
Oh, Professor, are you all right? This is strange. I didn't cut down the tree, so how did you...
You didn't. It's someone else who's chopping down the trees. Let's go take a look.
Huh? I'm terribly sorry, Professor. Oh, so it's you wicked thing!
Hey, you can't just leave me here alone.
Why are the leaves at the top of a tree the last to fall in autumn?
This is a nice spot to take a rest. Oh. Wow, what a great discovery.
Oh, what have you discovered this time?
That the leaves at the top of a tree are the last to fall in autumn. Aren't I clever?
What's so great about that? It's only a natural phenomenon.
A natural phenomenon? Why?
Let me explain. During autumn, leaves at the end of the branches start to fall first, while those at the top of the tree drop last. This is because all the leaves of a tree have the same lifespan. During the warm season, leaves at the end of the branches sprout first. Consequently, they also wither first. On the other hand, when a tree grows, the leaves on the branches receive more sunlight, water and oxygen. During autumn, therefore, although the roots stop nourishing the trees on the branches, they continue to survive for a few days on the nutrients stored. Do you understand now? Are you not convinced, Chirpy Bird?
That's not how I feel. It's just that I was so excited by my discovery, only to let you destroy it.
Oh, I see. Well, let me pose the question in another way. In autumn, which part of the tree do the leaves fall first?
Even an idiot knows the answer. Why? Oh, I think I need to observe a tree first.
Oh, he's trying to put on a clever front.
Why do seagulls follow cruising ships?
Irritating seagulls! Get lost! Go away! Shoot!
Chirpy Bird, don't do that. The stones will hurt them. Stop throwing them.
But the very sight of them irritates me.
Oh, irritates you? Why?
Of course, look for yourself. From the moment we set off, these seagulls have been trailing us, waiting for a chance to pinch something.
Oh, I see. There is a reason for this. Do you know? During cruising, ships have to overcome the water and air resistance forces in order to move forward. During this time, the air surrounding the ship is pushed upwards. Seagulls are smart enough to utilize this air current to glide around without using much energy. Moreover, the propellers of the ship whip up fish and shrimps to the surface of the waters. To eat this delicious seafood, the seagulls follow the ship closely. They are certainly not following you, so don't see them as pests. They're not following you, I tell you.
Professor, there are seagull droppings on your head.
Oh, it doesn't pay to be kind.
How are cartoons created?
Kindly Rabbit, why are you staring at the mirror?
Oh, it's you, Professor. I'm curious. How are we cartoon characters made to move?
Oh, so you're curious about that. Let me show you an experiment. You will know the answer then. Watch carefully. The page numbers of this book, I'm going to flip them very fast. Do you see the numbers seem to be moving?
Yes, tell me why.
It's simple. If we visit a cartoon studio, we will see many pictures that look the same. Actually, they are not the same. Every picture is slightly different. For instance, to show a cat walking, the cartoonist first draws a right leg with the left further back. He draws picture after picture with a different movement. These pictures are then shot in a sequence on film and screened at a high speed. Thus, we see Kitty Cat walking. A 10-minute cartoon requires over 1,000 pictures. Do you understand now?
Oh, yes, I do.
This is strange. What happened to my books? What? Kindly Rabbit, why did you quietly take away my books? Give them back to me.
I'm sorry, Professor. I just wanted to draw cartoons in them. Just look at this.
Ruined? How could you mess up my books?
Why is a sailor suit collarless?
Silky Snake, don't you think my sailor suit and hat are nice?
Huh? You look smart indeed, but I feel so giddy. I feel like vomiting too.
Ah! Quick, untie the knot on your neck. Now it looks like I'm wearing a collarless sailor suit.
Aw, but why?
Oh, let me explain. When sailors work or battle on board a ship, they often have to move about in narrow cabins. In order to move around freely, sailors' suits are collarless. Not only does this make the suit easy to wear, they enable the sailors to go in and out of cabins, go up and down a ladder without the suits being caught. Also, when a ship is sailing, it often encounters storms which toss it about violently. This makes some sailors seasick. If a sailor's suit comes with a collar, it tightens the throat, making the sailor more nauseous. This is why a sailor's suit is collarless. Now do you understand?
Oh, it's too late. I've thrown up, Professor.
Why are our hands especially slippery after washing with soap?
It's so delicious.
Snoozy Pig! You wicked fellow!
Professor, why did you throw the soap at me?
You never wash your hands before you eat. Do you know that's very unhygienic?
But I've already washed my hands clean with soap.
I know that, but you didn't wash away the foam. Now tell me, weren't your hands slippery when you tried to hold something just now?
Oh, they were. Why is that so?
That's because our fingers and palms are full of fingerprints and palm lines. When you are holding something, the friction between your palms and the objects enables you to grip the objects. The fingerprints and palm lines are uneven. When you hold something, they are a great help. If you have sweaty palms, it's not easy for you to grip something. This is because water reduces the friction between palm and object. Soap contains fats. They are more slippery than water. Therefore, after washing your hands with soap, the friction between palm and object is reduced when you hold something. That's why objects slip off easily. Do you understand?
Oh, you're absolutely right, Professor. My hands are so slippery that I dropped the plate. Oh.
How sickening! With oily hands like yours, it's no wonder they're slippery. Ah!
Why do we welcome VIPs with a gun salute?
Welcome home, Professor.
Thank you, teacher.
Look, the gun salute was specially for you.
This is so embarrassing. Oh, yes, this is Steady Snail. Steady Snail, come out. Don't be afraid. Come out.
No! Why did they fire the cannon? Oh, it's to...
I'm sorry, teacher. You explain to him.
The tradition of giving a gun salute was started by the English. A long time ago, England was the greatest sea power of the world. At that time, English ships visited ports all over the world. When their ships entered the ports of other countries, they fired all their cannons as a show of friendship. Gradually, this form of gesture became a tradition. There is a rule governing the salute. The highest honor is a 21-gun salute. A 21-gun salute is only given to heads of state. Why is the 21-gun salute considered the highest honor? This is because in the old times, ships have only 21 cannons. Do you understand now?
No,
You don't?
I do.
What?
I was only joking with you, teacher.
How could you joke about a serious topic like this? Oh, my goodness, he fainted.
Look, teacher, he didn't faint out of shock from the cannons, but out of fear for you.
Oh, dear.
Why do some planes leave a trail of white smoke?
What a long white tail. Oh, you gave me a fright, Professor. Where on earth did you spring out from?
I didn't appear suddenly. You were busy looking into the binoculars that you didn't notice I came.
Oh, by the way, Professor, why do some planes leave a trail of white smoke?
Oh, that. A plane that's flying high usually leaves a white tail. This white tail is like clouds. It is formed from ice and water droplets. When a plane flies above 6,000 meters, the temperature at that height is very low. When smoke from the engine meets with water vapor, droplets of water are formed. The plane also emits water vapor. When the water vapor runs into cold air, ice is formed. As a result, the plane leaves a white tail. Do you get what I mean?
Oh, yes, I do. There's something wrong in what you said. Look, why is this plane leaving a trail of black smoke?
Oh no, this plane is in trouble. Quick, to their rescue!
Why do we have wrinkles as we get older?
More wrinkles, I'm really getting old.
Why are you looking so gloomy? Cheer up, Professor.
Oh, how can I? Look at these wrinkles of mine.
Wrinkles? Why should that bother you? I don't see why it should.
You're stupid. Having wrinkles means that I'm getting old.
But why?
This is because when we are young, there are more layers of fats and tissues under our skin. With layers and layers of tissues under the skin is taut as a result. That's why it looks smooth. When we age, fat cells under our skin are reduced and the tissues shriveled. The skin is thus unable to stretch. The smooth skin starts to loosen and sag. Lines will then appear. On the face, wrinkles start to form. Do you understand now?
Oh, so that explains it. Ah! Professor, I noticed that there are more wrinkles on your face now.
Huh? Where? How come I can't seem to spot them? Where are the wrinkles? Huh? Where's Silky Snake? You rascal! How dare you trick me? You're wicked, Silky Snake!
Why do we choke if we eat too fast?
This time I must break the world record for eating. Whoa! Here goes. Oh, I can't breathe. Help. Help.
I'm coming to your rescue, Susie Pig!
Oh, thank you, Professor. Thank you.
My goodness, Snoozy Pig. Don't I always tell you that you will choke if you eat too fast? This often happens to children. Sometimes they end up with hiccups. Why? When we swallow food, it doesn't go straight to the stomach. Before food reaches the throat, we must chew it slowly. If we keep on stuffing food into our mouth, even before any of it has reached the stomach, food stuck halfway forces the gullet to expand. As the gullet is next to the windpipe, the gullet expands to squeeze against the windpipe. We feel suffocated. Our chest is bloated and we start choking. So don't gulp down your food. Will you bear that in mind from now on?
Yeah. Oh, I feel much better now. Can I carry on eating now?
What a greedy pig. He doesn't heed my advice at all. I'm not going to save you next time.
Why do our toes wrinkle up if they are soaked in water for too long?
Oh, when is this rain going to stop? The water is going to reach my waist soon. This is dreadful.
Here I come, Creaky Mouse!
Oh, Professor. Oh, am I glad to see you. Did you build that boat? Can I take a lift from you?
Sure, get on board.
Ouch! Oh, what kind of a boat is this? Why are my toes all wrinkled up?
That's because they were soaked in the water too long. Our skin has a layer of cells known as the cornified layer, which is made up of dead cells. This tough outer coat protects the skin. Calluses are formed when the skin is rubbed hard. This is due to the protective cornified layer. The skin of our palms, soles, and the cornified layer are thicker than the skin anywhere else. When we are washing our feet and the toes are soaked for some time in water, the cornified layer absorbs water and expands and form what looks like wrinkles. Do you understand now? Whoa! What's happening?
Professor, this broken boat of yours isn't much help to us. Our toes are going to be soaked in water and they will have wrinkles.
Oh.
Why are the voices of men and women different?
Hello, children!
Hello, kindly rabbit.
Today I'm going to perform a two-man comic show. Do you know what I mean by that?
Well, this is what I mean by a two-man comic show.
Huh? Why does Kindly Rabbit sound like Professor now?
Oh, this is funny. Professor is male and Kindly Rabbit is female. Their voices are different.
Why are the voices of men and women different?
All right. Quiet, everyone. Let me tell you why. Every one of us has two sound-producing folds known as vocal cords protruding from the lining of the larynx. Children of both sexes have vocal cords of similar length, so the sound they produce are similar. At the age of 12 or 13, the Adam's apple of a boy grows bigger. His vocal cords are longer and his voice gradually becomes low. However, a girl's vocal cords remain short and narrow, so her voice is high and sharp. The vocal cords have a special characteristic themselves. For instance, male singers are divided into the tenor, baritone, and bass, while female singers sing soprano, mezzo-soprano, and alto. This goes to show that man or woman, the length and width of their vocal cords differ. Do you understand now?
Yes, we do.
What happened?
Professor Kindly Rabbit, we can perform a two-man comic show.
Why is the moon sometimes full and sometimes not?
Oh, this is so scary. I'm too scared to watch anymore.
Don't be afraid, Steady Snail. This is only a TV program. There's nothing to be scared of.
Oh, but a werewolf! appears on a full moon night. Isn't there a full moon tonight?
This story about werewolves is only a myth. Besides, we don't get a full moon every night. It's only a natural phenomenon. There's nothing mysterious about it. Don't be scared. Actually, the moon is like the planet. It's always full. However, the moon we see isn't always round. The moon itself doesn't give out light. We see a bright moon only because the sun is shining on it. But the moon is constantly revolving around the Earth. If the part of the moon where the sun is shining on faces us completely, we will see a full moon. If only half of it faces us, we see half a moon. If less than half of the moon faces us, what we see is a crescent. So, are you still frightened?
Strange. Why has Professor become so timid like Steady Snail all of a sudden? Strange indeed.
Why does a fluorescent light produce a humming sound?
These irritating mosquitoes! Their humming drives you crazy! I'm gonna kill you! Get you! Professor!
What is upsetting you now, Chirpy Bird?
How can I put up and at your house tonight? Otherwise I'll be bitten to death by these mosquitoes! I can hear humming again! No! Are there mosquitoes in here too?
Goodness, it's not a mosquito. That's the sound of the fluorescent light. The humming sound produced by the fluorescent light comes from a little case found on the top of the light. It's known as a ballast. Inside the ballast are numerous metal silicon parts. When the fluorescent light is turned on, electric current runs through the ballast. This current causes the silicon parts to vibrate. To prevent the silicon parts from making noise, they are tightly pressed together. However, prolonged use of the fluorescent light loosens these silicon parts. The gap between the parts widens, making them vibrate even more. That's why the fluorescent light makes a humming sound. I hope you can set your mind at ease now. Ah!
Aha! I've got my revenge!
Oh my goodness.
Why do dragonflies touch the surface of water now and then when they flit about?
Dragonfly for lunch today.
Please let me go. If you are able to answer a question from me, I will gladly let you eat me. Otherwise, please let me go.
All right, it's a deal.
Can you tell me why we dragonflies always touch the surface of water while flying?
Touch the surface of water? I don't know. What sort of a question is that? Ask me something I know.
Why don't you ask for an explanation instead? Why are you breaking your promise? Let me tell you why. When a dragonfly flies above water, it lowers its abdomen to touch the water once and twice. This is what we mean by the dragonfly tapping the water. This is not done for fun. The dragonfly is actually laying eggs. Dragonflies lay eggs during autumn. The following summer, these eggs hatch into larvae. Their larvae feed on miniature creatures in the water. As the larvae grows, they climb onto water plants to start molting until they become little dragonflies. There, that's the explanation. Thank you. Goodbye, little dragonfly.
Oh, darn it!
Once you make a promise, you must not break it. Blame it on yourself for being ignorant.
There goes my lunch. Ignorant and hungry.
How do we know when an eclipse of the sun or an eclipse of the moon will occur?
Oh no, hurry up. Oh dear.
Hurry up, it's almost time.
Oh, make way!
Make way! Stand aside!
Stand aside!
What are you rushing to, kitty cat? Can't you see that I'm running late?
Oh, I'm rushing home very, very quickly to watch cartoon.
But in a few minutes' time, a rare eclipse of the sun will occur, and I want to watch it.
That's absurd. How do you know there's going to be an eclipse of the sun today? Don't tell me you have a calendar on eclipses.
Oh, ignoramus! For your information, that's not the only thing I know. I can also tell when an eclipse of the moon will occur. We all know that the Earth and the moon revolve on their own orbits. When the sun, Earth, and moon are in alignment, an eclipse of the sun or moon occurs. Through a long period of observation, astronomers can calculate the speed, direction, and orbit of the sun, Earth, and moon. And by precise calculation, they're able to determine the exact time whereby the moon aligns between the sun and the Earth to result in an eclipse of the sun, or when the moon will come within the Earth's shadow to result in an eclipse of the moon. Do you get what I mean? Oh,
No!
how frustrating. Tell me what you don't understand.
I don't understand why you must always explain everything in such detail. You've made me miss my cartoon programme, and you've missed an eclipse of the sun.
Oh.
Why is the dog's tail useful?
Oh, 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 I'm puzzled.
Why does Silky Snake keep staring at my tail? Come on, come with me.
Yuck, it's so smelly!
Oh, my goodness, you farted again. Gosh, it really stinks.
Hey, I didn't do it. It was Drooly Doggy who framed me.
Oh, he did? Why did he do that to you?
Oh, because I wanted to find out why his tail kept wagging.
Oh, I see. Let me tell you why. Like other animals, a dog's tail helps it to balance its body. Besides this purpose, a dog's tail is used to express different kinds of feelings. For instance, if the tail is upright, it means that the dog feels proud of itself. If the tail remains still, it means that the dog is feeling uneasy. If the tail is in between the backside, it means that the dog is frightened. A wagging tail is a sign of friendliness. When a dog sees its owner, it shakes its head, wags its tail, and turns round and round, showing its deep affection. Do you understand me now?
Oh, yuck, it smells so smelly. I'm terribly sorry. This time I really farted. It sure stinks.
It's so smelly.
Can elephants swim?
Springtime is not for studying. Summertime is for sleeping. Oh, hey, what's going on? Oh, who's that? So it's you, you inconsiderate elephant. How could you spray water on me and disrupt my beautiful dream?
Sprayed water at you, but I didn't do that. I merely walked past you on my way for a swim.
Now, that's surprising. You're so heavy. Don't tell me you can swim like me.
Certainly.
Oh, what's the matter, Frisky Frog?
Professor, I have a question. Can elephants swim?
Oh, that's a very good question. The elephant is the biggest animal on Earth. However, don't be fooled by its size and weight. It is a quick animal. On grasslands, the elephant can run 20 kilometers per hour. On hilly areas, it can cross them without any difficulty. So, can an elephant swim then? Yes, it can. And it loves to swim. Elephants can swim 2 to 3 kilometers per hour and continuously for 5 to 6 hours. No river is an obstacle to them. Sometimes an elephant enjoys submerging itself in water with only its trunk sticking out. Did I clear your doubts? Oh, what's wrong, Frisky Frog?
I'm doomed. Now that I know the elephant can swim, I can no longer claim to be the king of this pond now.
Oh.
为什么？为什么？为什么？为什么天空会有雨？
为什么飞机会飞行？
为什么月亮有时圆有时又不圆？胡萝卜士来说明10万个为什么，告诉你10万个为什么？为什么？为什么？为什么？为什么孔雀会开屏？
为什么螃蟹要横行？
为什么海水有时低有时又变高？为什么？